Looking back on things, sometimes it's a good idea to just sort of revisit ideas. Hello, Catholic Controversy here, and I've been on here for like 13 years, making videos on and off every now and then. And I just kind of wanted to go back and think about the topic that really kind of got me into making online content in the first place. And that was people saying that Harry Potter was the work of the devil and was promoting Satanism and occultism. Or rather yet, it was the YouTube atheists saying that the people who say that are stupid. And they're not really being any real Christian counter to that for the Christian side of saying that no, Harry Potter actually isn't all that bad. It's actually pretty safe. And that was basically what happened. It's like, this is 2009, 2010. YouTube atheism is all the rage. You had the Amazing Atheists and Thunderfoot making videos all the time, and there are a whole bunch of other just YouTube atheists out there making anti-religion videos and dunking on Christians and just like pointing out how stupid they are and whatnot. And then you got occasionally some guys like me. It was a much smaller community, but it was like the two other guys that I remember that did this was AaronK1994 and UKChristian28. And I remember that there was like a bit of a YouTube Christian community back then, but it was really, really small. And like pretty much all of us have quit making videos. I'm like one of the last guys that's still doing it from what I can find. Like everyone has either deleted their channel outright, can't be found anymore, or deleted all their videos, privated all their videos, and don't make videos anymore. It is just kind of crazy to think that it's like I'm one of the last holdouts. I'm one of the last OGs. I know that there's a much larger community now, but it is kind of funny to think that it's like of the guys that were there in the beginning, I'm like the last one. But regardless, the topic that really got me into making YouTube videos and whatnot is the atheists bashing Christians for hating on Harry Potter, but then they're not really being any Christians saying that, no, I disagree with them. Harry Potter is fine. Stop using that as an argument because that's not the mainstream opinion. And I admit that it was like there weren't a whole lot of people doing it. So I wanted to be that force of change. I wanted to be like, no, look, I am a Christian. I follow the faith. I even have my faith in their Catholic controversy in my YouTube channel. And then later my Dailymotion channel that, rest in peace, got deleted. But anyway, so looking back on this, I just gotta say that it was a really, really dumb fight and argument that was being held. Because just for starters, it was like I don't know where all the YouTube atheists were getting their sources from. But it was like I looked hard and I could find like only two sources on the internet of people saying Harry Potter promotes occultism and Satanism. And one of the sources I think might have even been a Poe. It might have been a satire that I didn't realize was satire back when I was a naive teenager and still new to the internet and didn't really know how to suss out well written parody versus not. Because, back then, my form of parody was Weird Al Yankovic, which was obviously, because there is no one actually made a song Amish Paradise or The Journey Begins or whatever. So yeah, I maybe didn't even realize that maybe one of the sources wasn't really legit. But it's just kind of like it was really mostly a straw man, if anything, because really it wasn't a mainstream opinion. You'd have some Christian groups and Christians saying that they don't let their kids read Harry Potter because of the witchcraft and cult tones in it. But for the most part, it was like none. Of like everyone that I know, I've only come across maybe like 5, 6 people that think that Harry Potter is bad for children and promotes bad values because it predominantly features witchcraft. But like you talk to any other Christian group and Christians out there, they're just like, no, it's a children's book. what do I care? It's a children's book. Yeah, it has some magical elements on it, but so do all the fairy tales. So do so many other things. It's just a plot device. It's not promoting witchcraft or whatever. But as I said, there were some people. As I said, I think I've come across like 6 people in my life that actually think that Harry Potter is bad for children and promotes witchcraft. But 13 years later, seeing what has become of entertainment media, can you honestly blame them? I mean, look at what's being promoted now in 2022. Look at what people are putting in children's entertainment right now. People are injecting all sorts of different politics and philosophies and crazy things that that a lot of people consider degenerate. And you just replace the arguments of Harry Potter with Sesame Street and witchcraft agenda with far left agenda. And you got a Dave Cullen video, you got a Chew on Head video, you got a Sargon of Akkad video. I think you even got like a Thunderfoot video. I mean, talk about feminism in video games and stuff and how there are media that's injecting feminism in there. It's like, I know you got a Thunderfoot video right there. He's doing the exact same thing that people were complaining about back then. He isn't. Everyone's become like the thing that they thought they were fighting against. But that's because it's like, okay, maybe with Harry Potter, it was a false equivalency. It was a false flag, a false positive. But with all the true positives that we have now, can you honestly blame the people who thought that, maybe this Harry Potter character who is so involved with witchcraft and transfiguration and levitation and all other forms of spell casting, just maybe, it's promoting values that I don't agree with. I honestly can't say that I blame them anymore. Like back in the day when I made the Truth About Harry Potter videos, I said, yeah, guys, it's not that bad. Stop worrying about it. But looking at what we have now, it's like, I can't blame them. I see videos and I still enjoy children's entertainment because that's just me. I enjoy children's entertainment. I think it's fun. I enjoy the colors. I enjoy the simple plot points. I enjoy the humor. What can I say? I just enjoy it. Just look at all my pokematic videos and you'll see all the different stuff that I do and watch. But yeah, it's like I watch them and I still see like, oh yeah, they're kind of promoting a bit of an agenda with this one. They didn't have to show that. They didn't have to do that, but they did anyway because they want to promote this agenda. You got Disney employees talking about how they are trying to push an LGBT agenda into all their different media. And it's like, I can't blame them anymore. Maybe even though J.K. Rowling didn't want to promote witchcraft and occultism in her books, I don't blame her for not doing that. I don't blame Becky Fisher or any of the others out there for saying Harry Potter is a wizard. We don't want wizards. He is a warlock. We don't want warlocks. I don't blame them. I think that they're wrong, but better safe than sorry, I guess. And then when you say, well, everyone was saying that they weren't, it's just like, yeah, but it was the same people that were saying that you're retarded for believing in your magical man in the sky. That's what the YouTube atheists were saying. So it's like, when you got someone that hostile saying, no, Harry Potter isn't bad, it just is a fun story. Why would they believe you of all people? Because you're being openly hostile toward them. I mean, if Anita Sarkeesian was saying that this video game has no agenda in it, this 300-hour campaign has absolutely no agenda in it, and some other guy who has a similar based viewpoint as you says, actually, this is full of feminist undertones, and you don't play the game and you listen to him, it's like, who are you gonna believe? Are you gonna believe Aeneas Sarkeesian, who says toxic masculinity, you're a terrible person for playing video games? Or are you gonna believe the guy that says video games are awesome, I play them all the time, and I also am anti-feminist? Who are you gonna believe? Honestly. And if you say, well, why don't they just read the books themselves? They're like 10,000 pages in total. I don't know, I don't remember what, but I remember the books, like if you line them all up, they're really wide. Like they're this wide. So, how much free time do you have to screen every single piece of children's media if you're a parent? Are you going to be reading through every single one of the books that they are assigned to read or that they want to read beforehand, in addition to going to work, in addition to making dinner, in addition to taking the kids to soccer practice, in addition to making sure that your children have their homework done, in addition to your hobbies? Are you going to find time to read through a giant series of books just to make sure that it's safe? And it's not like just that the whole media thing of injecting politics is new. It's like, when did the Golden Compass come out? I know that like roughly contemporary the same time as like Harry Potter, and like the author of that book straight up said, my book is anti-religion, my book is about killing God. What do you do with that information? Are you going to take the author's face value statement? Or are you going to like try to read through and say, no, actually the author was wrong? Just, you learn more about all this stuff and you just kind of think back on it with hindsight. It was a silly argument. It was a silly fight to have, but again, I just can't blame them for having this better cautious than not mentality. Because if you said the same thing about, like, as I said, Sesame Street, kind of the Loud House at times, and I don't know, what is it? Does Dora have anything that's a little crazy in it? I know that it comes up every now and then. I don't really watch people that make those videos that just critique children's entertainment a whole lot anymore in that regard, but I know that it was there, and oh, I grew up watching Blue's Clues. Oh, hey, what are they doing on Blue's Clues? Oh, I don't agree with that. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy things that are going on right now. Disney, look at what they're doing. We're going to inject LGBT characters everywhere to try to promote that agenda. There you go. It's not just, oh, it's just a character anymore. It's not just, oh, it's a work of fiction. They're actively trying to promote an agenda right there. So, yeah, looking back on this, it was just ahead of its time, I gotta say. So yeah, it's crazy looking back at it and just thinking that like the fight was not put in the right direction. We just had to wait 10 years, 5 years even maybe, and then we would have had a common enemy. So it's, oh man, it's my how time flies, my how the times change. So it's crazy just thinking about that. So yeah, look back at all the old videos. I know mine are still up. You might be able to still find some old YouTube atheist videos out there. I know a lot of those guys still kind of have their channels up, even if they haven't posted in forever. So maybe look back, laugh, cringe, and just kind of say it was ahead of its time. It was definitely an argument ahead of its time. Yeah. Well, this has been Cat's Controversy signing off. May God bless you.